I'm not completely against the idea of online classwork for high school students, but K through 12, I'm not completely comfortable going all the way down into those lower level classes. One thing about younger students all the way up to probably about eighth grade, they would definitely need a lot of monitoring, and that's a lot to put on a teacher. Also, what are they going to do their work at home? Now their parents have to be involved. What if their parents don't have enough money to supply a computer or possibly internet access at home? That just causes a big conflict. For high school classes, I feel that those kids are mature enough, but as far as them being able to do that, the school needs to be one-to-one as far as computer to students. And, obviously, your school has to be able to afford that, which does cause issues in that category. But if your school financially can afford it, I think that it's a great option for high school students, to be one-to-one, and then these kids would be able to take the online classes. Or if you can't afford to be one-to-one, then possibly giving an hour out of the day when normally the kid would be in a class with an actual teacher and everything, like in the physical setting. Instead, they have that time to go to the computer library or wherever, and they can actually work on their assignments there for that given time period of whatever your schedule is for your classes. And then I think it does help to prepare a kid for college in the way that they do have the opportunity to take online classes. However, that doesn't fit everybody's style of learning. Some people need to be in that classroom. They need to be, face to face with that teacher, seeing them talk, hearing their explanations and everything. And so I wouldn't require it as far as, at the state level, because, it's just not for everybody. And there's no need to, force that upon anybody. If a kid isn't comfortable enough to, try that, I wouldn't make them. As far as the website that I use Edmodo. I really liked it. It was pretty, straightforward and easy. Everything was really simple, easy to maneuver around. I went ahead and did my lesson over, just a little bit of Revolutionary War. And I just put up some key terms and made like a little vocab assignment, just so like, the kids in my class they'd go through the book, and then they'd fill it in and have it ready for class on Tuesday, just so going into our next chapter they have a good idea of what we're going to be going over, and they're going to know about those key terms before I even have to explain it in the notes. One thing that is very helpful, it's very organized, it's paperless. I like that because I don't have to go out and print off 100 to 200 sheets of paper depending on what the assignment is and how many kids I have in that class. But for the kids to be able to go online, get that assignment, and they can either print it off themselves, or they can fill it out online and then resubmit it, and that's really easy for me. And then also there's a way for me to set the opening date and the due dates, and I can set it so it does accept late submissions, and I can also set it so it doesn't. So depending on the assignment or what I'm doing, I can either have a strict deadline or however I want it to be. And then also I did like that it had its own grade book, and so that would be very helpful. I could definitely see myself using a website like Edmodo in the future. Probably just for like some take-home quizzes or homework. I'm not gonna do anything crazy like papers or test, just because there is that factor that kids can cheat and everything doing that. But and for papers, I'm a firm believer in handing in a hard copy, and then me being able to physically read through it and mark all over it and everything. But I could definitely see myself using a website like Edmodo in the future.